It took nearly 1 year into the Trump administration, but Republicans in Congress are on the verge of giving the president his first big legislative win, passing a tax reform package in the House, mostly along party lines.
This is a day I've been looking forward to for a long time.
House Speaker Paul Ryan acknowledged the tax cut plan has yet to win over the public, but blamed others for that.
Look, when you have a sling fest, a mud fest on TV, when pundits are slamming each other about this tax bill before it passes, that's what's going to happen.
A new CNN poll finds just 1/3 of Americans favor the tax plan, with 2/3 saying it will benefit the wealthy instead of the middle class. Most Americans also believe the president's vast real estate empire will prosper too, despite his denials.
This is going to cost me a fortune, this thing, believe me.
That was false, right?
No, because on the personal side, this actually could impact the president in a large way.
And how it would balance out corporate versus personal if he's going to come out
I'm not
ahead?
sure if he's done a side-by-side, but I know that there are a number of provisions that would negatively impact the president personally. And so we contend that those comments are still very consistent.
Part of the problem for the president is that he's breaking promises he made on the campaign trail to make wealthy hedge fund managers pay more.
The hedge fund guys are getting away with murder. They're making a tremendous amount of money. They have to pay tax.
But a tax break tailor-made for the hedge fund set, known as carried interest, was saved. GOP leaders don't want to talk about that.
Look, carried interest, we can talk about that for the next hour if you'd like. But for most Americans, they could care less about that.
Heading into next year's midterm elections, the White House isn't worried about the consequences. The president is betting the tax cuts will add to the gains on Wall Street, touting this year's stock market performance on Twitter. But as a candidate, Mr. Trump sounded the alarm over what he saw as a market bubble.
Remember the word bubble. You heard it here first. I mean, I don't want to sound rude, but I hope if it explodes, it's going to be now rather than 2 months into another administration.
Democrats complain Republicans wrote the tax bill under the cover of darkness, accusing some in the GOP, like Tennessee Senator Bob Corker, of changing their votes after sweeteners were added to the package. Corker rejected that.
Look, it's the way this place has become, and obviously it's sort of assassination, if you will, but it's just not true.
As for the president, he's defending another victory he frequently cites, his decision to tap Neil Gorsuch for the Supreme Court. Mr. Trump is slamming reports that he wanted to rescind his selection of Gorsuch after the judge criticized the president, calling the story fake news, adding he never even wavered.
We, the people.
But there is one bit of fake news the president may welcome, as in the artificial version of Mr. Trump added to Disney's Hall of Presidents, though this robot appears to be all talk, no tweets.
Now, as for the president benefiting from the tax cuts that were just passed in the House, Mr. Trump could settle the issue once and for all and release his tax returns. The press secretary said the president won't do that while he is under audit. They've used that excuse many times before. But the fact is, Wolf, the president could release those tax returns anyway. There is nothing preventing him from doing that.